Hey guys, what's up? Tony Saga at the Lavender Project, and I have a pretty awesome creepypasta for you guys to listen to. It's been pretty much awaited forever. I'm gonna be talking about the Pokemon trainer Red and his possible death in the Pokemon games. So, this is kind of a long pasta, and there's also a long theory that relates to he may be dead or he may be not dead. So I'm just gonna skip right to the story. Tell me if you guys enjoyed this story, as I had to do a lot of research and memorization for this shit. So, yeah, here we go. PokePasta, Red's death. So guys, basically you know who Red is in the Pokemon games. He's the main character that you play as, in Blue version, in Red version, in, I think Pokemon Special Pikachu Yellow version, actually, you're still Red, and, Green version as well. Now guys, basically the theory is that as you go through the game and you fight your rival, which is actually, he's technically green, in the Pokemon Japanese versions, green is the male rival and blue is the female, but in America, blue is the rival for the male character. So basically it's assumed that Red is Ash and blue is Gary. That's not true at all. But that's kind of what I always thought. So anyways guys, Red is his own Pokemon person. He's not Ash or whatever. So basically he goes through the game, he defeats rivals, he defeats Team Rocket, he beats the shit out of Blue a bunch of times, unless you suck at the game and you got defeated by him every time and you black out. You're the worst Pokemon trainer on Earth. You make Red look like a piece of shit. But anyways guys, so it gets to the point where Red actually beats the Elite Four, he beats all the gym leaders, and basically the theory is, of how he died, is that after he beat Gary, which was the Pokemon champion, he was, not Gary, god damn it, see, I keep getting them confused. After he beats Blue, which Blue beats the Elite Four literally about a minute before Red does. Then Red comes up and takes Blue's championship title and makes it his own. Then Professor Oak, right in front of both of you, basically shuns Blue and makes him upset and he goes away, basically. You took his dream. After you apparently killed his Raticate, on the SSN, and he visited at the Pokemon gravesite on the Pokemon Tower in Lavender Town, he vows to beat Red and become the Pokemon Master. So he's only the championship of the Elite Four for about a minute before you beat him and you send him home crying, basically. If you guys haven't watched my Gary's Raticate video, I suggest you do, because technically it was killed. But I'm not really going to talk about anything like that anymore. So anyways, guys, back to the theory of Red's death. After Red conquers the Pokemon League, I'm going to walk around now, because, I do better talking when I walk around. Basically what happens is after he beats the Pokemon League, he goes to the renowned Mount Silver to train on some strong Pokemon, because at this point, apparently the creepypasta, or I haven't even read the creepypasta, I'm not sure if there is one, but this is basically a conspiracy theory. Basically, he goes power hungry and he wants to be the ultimate master. He's beat the Elite Four, he wants to conquer all the regions and everything like that, and be the best that there is, as the theme song suggests. And so basically, he trains up there, and the winters in Mount Silver are horrible, and he ends up dying in Mount Silver without anyone being able to hear his messages. His calls for help, obviously, because he's in a fucking cave, and he dies, and his loyal subjects by his side, his Pokemon, they stay with him, and they also die also. So, basically, that's what happens with that. So that is the theory of how Red died. Now, basically after that, when you are playing Crystal, Gold, Silver version, and you go to Pallet Town, if you go to Red's house, Red's mom will explain that she misses Red a lot and that she has no idea where he is, but she's confident that he's safe and he's powerful and he'll be okay. Now, as you go through the game, basically, the theory is behind after he died is that Gary now, god damn it, not fucking Gary, Blue, replaces the douchebag Giovanni in the Viridian City Gym. After he does this, he waits for Red to come back, and eventually he doesn't, so Gary's not really, if I say Gary one more time, I'm gonna kill myself. Blue does not see Red ever, so he goes off searching for Red himself. This is his childhood friend, it's his rival, but he's someone to Blue. That's just how Red was. He was a cool person. And so Blue goes out searching for him, but after long he doesn't find any clues about him, and he ends up just going back to his own gym and waiting. Then he hears about this trainer Gold. Now this trainer is from Johto, and he's supposed to be very powerful, and Blue's like, no trainer from Johto can beat a Kanto trainer, so he just really dismisses the young trainer. And when he hears about Cinnabar Island exploding, the first thing that he thinks about is, oh, Red is over there. Maybe Red's there, maybe he caused this, maybe it's Team Rocket again, let's go check it out. All he finds is Gold. There is no Red at Cinnabar Island. So, after this, and meeting Gold for the first time, he sadly goes back to the gym and awaits for more details of Red. However, Red never comes back, and instead Gold faces Blue with his 15 badges, and Blue's like, okay, I have nothing to lose. If I know that I can almost stand up to Red's power, then maybe I can beat Gold. If you're a good Pokemon trainer in the games, Gold obviously handles frickin' Blue like it's his business, and Blue's just like, wow. Maybe this trainer is stronger than me after all, and maybe he will be the one that is able to persuade Red to come away from his training and come back to his home in Pallet Town from Mount Silver. Unfortunately, at the end, Gold does encounter Red, but, Gold, or whoever you're playing with, Silver or the Crystal, which I think is the female version of them, when you encounter Red, you do find him on Mount Silver, and all he says is ... and then another line with ... Then, obviously, you face Red, and, he has a level 81 Pikachu, and a bunch of other crap. Basically, his whole party, he has, like, every starter, I think, and some shit like that. And, basically, if you defeat Red, with nothing more to say, he just disappears. And basically, the theory is with that also is that he is definitely a ghost. The reason he didn't come back to his home in Pallet Town is because he did die in Mount Silver, and his Pokemon also died too, and those are the ghosts of his Pokemon. And Red wanted to be the very best, so obviously he challenged Gold, who beat both regions. I think you have to beat both regions to fight Red, I'm not sure, but anyways. So basically that's the story, that's the theory that he's dead. Now, the theory that he could be still alive is that, for one, there's no specification that they say Red actually died. I mean, come on, it's a kid's game, blah, 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 especially in the American version. There is no specification that they actually say, yo, hey dog, Red is dead, stop playing. So anyways, what happened with that is basically, here's some things that could point to where Red is still alive. Now, in the original games, when you go up to Red's room in Pallet Town, in his little house, which ironically is only the room and the kitchen, which I guess his mom lives in the kitchen, you will find a NES, a Nintendo Entertainment System, which he plays, or has played, and he owns one. And that was relevant to around the time that the games came out. That was the popular Nintendo system. Now, when you play in Gold, Silver, or Crystal, and you go up to Red's room, you can see that he has a Nintendo 64, which means that is also relevant to the time that Gold, Silver, and Crystal came out. So it is thought to be considered that that means that Red has bought the new system since it has come out, and that means he would still be alive to play it and everything. Unless his mom's just totally crazy and whack that she has to fucking buy one and be like, oh, I wish Red was here to play it, you know what, I'll play it. Hey, let's play some Pokemon. Haha, oh, it's my son, he died, haha. So anyways, that's one of the theories that is, could be circulated, that Red, didn't die. The second one, and it actually is pretty solid, but I don't know why they would have this in the game anyways, is that Mount Silver, the winters are very harsh. Now, Mount Silver is a high elevation mountain, which would mean that it was very cold, and, if you're in a mountain or any cave, it's hard to breathe. And then plus, in a high elevation, there isn't a lot of oxygen levels. But anyways, if Red were to die, for any circumstance whatsoever, being that it's so cold there, his body, left there for 3 years, would still be there, or at least a skeleton. But I'm pretty sure, you couldn't just, there's no such thing as disappearing. Snow might cover you, or dirt, or you might be slowly buried or eaten, or whatever, after you die, but there'll be traces of you after only 3 years. And with as cold as Mount Silver was, what apparently it is, how he died or whatever, that his body, that should be virtually almost untouched with the cold temperatures, would basically be preserving his body the way it was when he died. So that is the second theory, that Red is still alive. The third is basically, it's easy to say. You know, when they talk about that Red only says ... when you encounter him in the gold, silver, and crystal versions, it doesn't mean that he's just a ghost. It just means, I mean, in the original games, when you actually play as Red, he doesn't say a fucking damn thing. And there is a theory of that he was just a mute, and that he was deaf, and that he had to communicate with sign language or writing on paper. And, you know, when you encounter him, he only says ... because, one, he's a ghost. You can't see his sign language. All you see is him, I guess. I don't know how exactly that works, but he cannot communicate with you. And if he does, he only says ... because, obviously, I mean, ... basically means he doesn't say anything or do anything. Because if you can't read sign language, if your character, Gold, can't read sign language, what the fuck are you supposed to do? So basically, you battle him. And then, this is the theory of how he could be alive. After you battle him and he disappears, basically the theory is that he simply has nothing more to say to you, since he can't even communicate with you. And rather than seeing the light after he's been beaten and he can finally go up to heaven, I guess, in peace, instead of that theory, the theory is that he simply used the escape rope after he has nothing more to say to you, and he goes to his home in Pallet Town. After this, he then stores all his Pokemon in the PC with Bill, and he goes on a ship off to the Unova region, which he's heard so much about. Now, think of this, guys. All these games take place around the same time period, so even though it's not really... Even though that there was no Unova region when the Gold games came out, in the Pokemon world, it's like, it's already there. It's not like you can just invent an island in 10 years. It's not possible unless you could do it man-made, but that's a bunch of bullshit. But anyway, so he hears about the Unova Island, and with no Pokemon with him, he gets on a ship and sails out to Unova, where he goes with, I think, Shirin, and I forgot the other girl's name, Bianca, I think, and his father, basically beating the gyms around in Unova, and eventually he actually enters in the championship, where you can fight Red in the Black 2 and White 2. I'm not sure if you could fight him in Black or White 1, but I know you can fight Red in those games. So either he's a fucking ghost then when you're fighting him too, and you get to fight him a second time, or he is really just alive and he went from frickin' Kanto back to Unova and trying to, you know, just beat the gyms and become the Pokemon master that he wanted to be in the beginning. So either way, if it's just a ghost with a really huge ego, or it's Red that just survived, and he didn't die after all, and it's a bunch of bullcrap, there is this theory that is very strong that he just went with his father, Shirin and Bianca, to conquer all of Unova region after he was done training in Mount Silver, after he beat Kanto and Johto. Now, that's not to say that he just skipped over Sinnoh and Hoenn, but it is implied that, I say Unova that he traveled to, because that is the only game since Gold, Silver, and Crystal where you actually are able to encounter and battle Red again. So, guys, as for you guys, tell me what you guys think about this theory that either he could be dead or he's still alive. I could believe either theory. They're both really plausible theories. And, I mean, come on. I mean, if he was dead, you would obviously find a body in Mount Silver. I mean, even if you turn on your item finder in the game, you wouldn't find anything even relatively close to where Red was supposedly died. And it's just a load of bullcrap, but at the same time, it is a really awesome story, and I would like to believe that Red did die. I'm just one of those paranormal buffs, I guess. But, you know, just to cover it up, even if it was hinted in the slightest that he did die, they put him in the Black and White games just so you could battle him again, and you guys, your imaginations take it from there. So tell me what you guys think about both theories. Tell me if you guys like this video. It's a really solid video. I had to memorize this shit forever, and I enjoyed telling you guys this all. Tell me if you guys did a good job, and I mean, yeah, tell me if I did a good job. And so yeah, anyways, like and subscribe to become a PokePasta today, and as Martin usually says, stay sexy. I guess I'll see you guys later, and thanks for watching this video. I'll probably have more up today, and just enjoy all the videos I make, guys. So, bye!